After touching on Pluto in Chapter 3, I wanted to learn more about it, specifically why it was reclassified as a dwarf planet. Laying down some background information, Pluto is located in the Kuiper Belt and is therefore comprised of mostly ice. Being only 1,400 miles wide, it is smaller than our own moon. Pluto is about 3.6 billion miles away from the Sun, leaving the surface an average of negative 387 degrees Fahrenheit and too cold for sustainable life. Pluto is orbited by 5 moons, its biggest being around half of its own size. Only one spacecraft has visited Pluto, being the New Horizons, which flew past Pluto in 2015, wanting to learn more about the Kuiper Belt. But most of our information on the Kuiper Belt comes from telescopes. Here's a model to show just how big the Kuiper Belt actually is in comparison to all of our planets. You can see that Pluto is just one of many, many objects in the Kuiper Belt. And here is another picture just to show the relative scale of Pluto in comparison to the size of our planets and the distance to the Sun. This is Pluto and Charon, which is Pluto's biggest moon. Moving on to Pluto's change in title. Pluto was reclassified in August of 2006 by the International Astronomical Union due to not meeting all three of the criteria to classify it as a planet. One being it is in orbit around the Sun, 2 being it has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, and 3 being it has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. 1 and 2 Pluto actually did qualify for, but it did not clear the third one, being it is in the Kuiper Belt and not being the largest object to clear its neighborhood. Overall reception was pretty controversial at the time, with a more harsh reaction than expected. The term Pluto was even born, meaning to demote or devalue someone or something, and it was deemed Word of the Year in 2006. Some scientists still believe it should be reclassified into a planet with a group that includes larger than our 8 that we already have.